Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone, give us a call. We are here. We are here to help you, try to help you find ways that you can do your mortgage, whether it's a refinance or whether it's a purchase. Now, there's a lot of things going on in the news that can affect decisions about real estate and where you live and what part of the country you live in. So this show is going to try to help you, I guess, wend your way through some of the decision-making process by making it simple, transparent, and open. Hey, if I don't have the answer, I'll find somebody that does, or at least point you in a direction. I'm not going to try to sell you products or just sell you me unless I have the best possible answers to your solutions. We have approximately 70 different loan officers in 10 different states, and we're Malibu Funding, of course. This is the Mortgage Voice, and I'm Jeff Barton, and I'm here each and every week to try to, as I say, educate and elucidate what is happening out there in the mortgage world. Now, a couple ways that you can get in touch with us. If you want, you can email me. Most people don't want to email, but I'll give it to you anyway. It's info@malibufunding.net. That's the email address. If you want to just see who we are, go to malibufunding.net. That's our website. We also are on YouTube. We are also on Twitter. We're on a bunch of other social medias. Just had some success with Instagram recently. So we are out there in the internet, in the ether world as Malibu Funding, and Malibu Funding is, of course, the sponsor for the Mortgage Voice, which this is, and I'm very grateful that you're here to listen to the show today. A couple things. Let's talk about water. Water is the number one problem when it comes to loans in America. It's not fire. It's not home inspections. It's not credit scores. It's what happens when things flood. And we've had a lot of that recently. And I wanted to talk to you about weather events in general, but also about what's going on down in Texas, the responsibility of the people involved for helping. And obviously, let's say, okay, let's look at what's happened in the Houston area in terms of this massive amount of water that is hit. There are things going on there. Obviously, people were in escrow. There were loans pending. And what happens when a weather event like this occurs? You're in escrow, and you're waiting for your escrow to close. A large rainstorm like this hits, and all of a sudden the house you were going to buy is underwater. Now, do you still want to buy it? You don't want to buy it. What are your obligations? Can you buy it? Will somebody lend on it? What happens to the insurance? What happens to your home insurance? Does the property currently have flood insurance? What happens in situations that are what they term act of God? And in those circumstances, what are your responsibilities and what are your outs if you wanted to get out? Or if you did want to continue and purchase, what is the responsibility of the lender that was going to lend the money but now may have second and third opinions? That's a very good question, and one of the things that we're trying to figure out. And in California, of course, we have earthquakes, and lots of them. And last winter, of course, we had a lot of rain here as well. So when these type of catastrophic events happen and you're in, position to either get a loan or you're in position to buy a house or to sell a house, let's say that that's the scenario, what happens? Who's responsible? How do you wend your way through it? These are all questions that need to be answered person by person. There is no, universal answer to that particular question or problem. And the need that you have is to be very aware of what you're signing up for, both in the real estate contract and in the loan contract. The loan usually deals, as does the real estate contract, with acts of God or catastrophic weather events prior to the close of escrow or prior to the funding of the loan. However, practically speaking, if something like this happens, you need to be able to, one, get in touch with your realtors or your loan officer. Two, be able to understand fully the ramifications of those events. Now, it sounds like I'm a politician, right, and equivocating on giving you an answer, a straight answer, an easy answer. Well, there is no straight and easy answer. I had a friend of mine who sent me out a Facebook. And you know what? I have a lot of people on Facebook who just like to needle and nudge and make problems. And that's fine. That's what Facebook does. And it brings out the worst in some, the best in others. But he asked a question 3 weeks ago, is racism ended in America? And of course, as a lender myself, I look at it as a very neutral problem in that we are both colorblind and we don't really pay attention to religion or anything else when it comes to lending. However, in the question itself, what I'm looking at is what the future responsibilities of Jeff Barton as Malibu Funding, talking to you through the Mortgage Voice, are when it comes to decisions of who gets a loan. Now, if it's a weather issue, there is a very, succinct way that you handle it, and it's handled through either your real estate contract, or if it's a refinance or a purchase, you handle it through your loan documents. Hey, look, the lender is either going to lend you the money or they're not. And it should be spelled out to you in the loan documents pretty straightforward. But in the basis of race-based lending, which of course is illegal, you have to be able to be colorblind. There's a new thing coming out January 1st in 2018, which is the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act requirements of a lender to disclose to the National Mortgage Licensing System and state regulators a lot of personal information about who you are ethnically and how your particular situation breaks down for regulators to be able to decide if you as a lender are discriminating. But in and of itself, it is a opening of a can of worms in that I have to now either ask the not the lender, but the borrower, the borrower, you're out there, January 1st, you're going to get questions like, what is your race? How long have you lived in the country? Where do you consider yourself to be economically? There's 4 new pages on the 1003, and the 1003 is what they call the residential loan application, the mortgage application. So there are a lot of discriminating aspects to information that's going to be required. And if you don't give it, the loan officer has to guess. Now, I have people in my office, people in my company, people that I loan to, who at glance, you couldn't tell exactly what ethnic group, what race they belong to. You just can't tell. You can't tell a lot of this stuff just by visualization. So what's going to happen is the prejudiceness of the loan officer or the lender based on questions that have to be answered according to the CFPB and the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act, they're going to have to guess. So how does that skew the actual numbers that they're going to be able to provide or try to be able to provide? And is it really any business of the federal government that you have to disclose this to them either as a borrower or as a lender? Well, the regulations have come down, and what we're looking at right now is a 2018 January 1st deadline. So whether you're talking about a weather event, which is not necessarily any fault of yours, or disclosures that have to be given, which are supposed to be designed to protect you, which may in turn not protect you because now you're giving information or they're having information about you easily disseminated throughout all government agencies. It's a very interesting time that we're living in. I personally think that the loans that you're given, if there's a weather event, really, if your house blows down, you're obviously not going to get a loan. So that seems pretty straightforward. On the other one, not so straightforward. So anyway, when we're talking about both loans from 2 different aspects, there's a lot of things that have changed in both the weather because of global warming, whether you believe in it or not, or who did it. It is happening. Anyway, I'm Jeff Barton. I'm really happy you tuned in this week to the show. We'll have a lot of great guests. Chris Thompson, Josh Thompson, and Connie Hernandez. 3 great people are going to be on the show. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry, and we'll be right back.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number over here. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about your mortgage. I know you have questions about what your mortgage is and what it's supposed to do, where it's going to go. Can you refinance it? Is it too late? All the things that most people want to do is just to save money, make it simple. But there is a process. The process is not simple. Don't believe what you hear on the radio or it's some floating guy because they have a cell phone app and all of a sudden they're in a new house because they got a loan. It's not going to happen that way. The federal government, the state governments, the regulators have made it so that there must be a loan officer attached to that loan, and you need unfettered access to that loan officer to be able to ask questions, and that particular person whose name's on your loan is on the hook for that loan, meaning that whatever they do, whatever you do as according to what they or do not tell you, yeah, they're responsible. It's called fiduciary responsibility, and fiduciary is a legal term that means you have to give the customer the best care that you would only give to those people in your family, your friends, people that you obviously have to do the right by. So if you're out there right now and you're thinking about what can I do to make this simpler, call a loan officer. Call somebody who really understands the loan business, who understands the real estate to loan business, or who can actually give you information that you can act on. Lots of different steps to get a loan, as you know. But what we try to do here on the show is to provide some information. The information that we provide to you is available from a lot of different sources, but we don't try to prejudice it by saying, hey, we're the only ones with the information. No, there's a lot of good companies out there, and a lot of the larger banks are also good choices, but you have to know what type of loan you're going to get before you can make your choice as to which is the best possible solution to you. If you're a W-2 wage earner, if you get paid every 2 weeks, if you've been on the job for 2 years, if you've got 740 FICO or better, you're an A-paper borrower that could probably get a loan pretty easily depending on exactly where you live and what kind of property you're looking to buy. I can't guarantee that that's true in every circumstance, but you're what they call a very secure, steady borrower. Obviously, the big banks are great for you. Quicken Loans is good for you. There's a number of them out there. Obviously, Rocket Mortgage is the one I was talking about previously about, somebody who is, floating around in the air, just pushing a button on an app. Well, maybe that type of borrower is perfect for that type of loan. However, if you're not that type of person, let's say you don't have 20% down. Let's say you have credit score problems. Let's say you've got issues with employment history in that you were a W-2 and now you're an entrepreneur and so you're 1099. Let's say you're a business guy and gal and you've only got business statements that show you make money, but you write off because that's your taxes you want to write off. But your business makes money and every month you put a certain amount in the bank. Let's say you're a foreign national, okay? You've got a TIN number. Can you get a loan? Let's say you're from South America and you're here, you're Brazilian and you want to be able to get a loan. Yeah, there are some banks that we can get you loans. Why? Because we've been in the business a long time. But there are solutions for those people who don't fit in the first category. And if you are one of those borrowers, hey, I think there are solutions. I know we can help. If you go to our website, malibufunding.net, choose one of the lenders down there. We're in 10 different states, and we are a lender in 7 of them. 3 of the states we are pending in a lender status, but we're still brokers there. But as I said, we have choices and information that will be able to help guide you. And I say always, every week on the show, before you do anything, get a loan estimate. Then take that loan estimate, couple, 3 other lenders, and let them compare and shop and see if they can beat the price. You have abilities, if you have time, to be able to negotiate this world of finance a lot more empowered than you currently are. I know you're busy. I know you've got kids. I know you've got a life beyond, what this is. And this world is obviously something that I guess 1 in 9 people work in the real estate field. So it encompasses a lot of people's livelihoods, their business, and in the lender world, yes, there's a stack of papers 2.5 inches thick sometimes, which indicates everything about you to be put into the system so that the underwriter who looks at the paper, or actually most of it's automated underwriting, but a lot of it in the loans that you're talking about, which are difficult, a human being takes a look at them. So when you're doing that, you have to spend time to be able to do that and present you as a borrower that is a good risk. And it's always about risk all the time. Now, one of the things about risk that we're talking about currently, and what I want to talk about right now, is something that used to be called subprime lending. Now, we haven't talked about subprime lending for years, but you'd be surprised to know that subprime lending is back, but they don't call it subprime lending. Darryl, what do you think they call it? If you're available online here, just a second.
I am in touch. Subprime lending, what do they call it? I don't know.
Okay. They're calling it now non-prime lending. Not subprime, non-prime.
Well, first of all, with the prime being as low for as long as it was, is there anything sub of prime?
Well, here's the thing. You're thinking about rates, of course, and I'm thinking about borrower. Borrower being subprime, not the rate.
So they're casting aspersions about the people themselves.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay,
well, they're calling them
it.
non-prime. They used to call it subprime, meaning that prime was an A-paper loan, the kind of the first scenario I talked about, the Rocket Mortgage people, the Citibank, the Chase, the Wells Fargo. And by the way, have you seen Wells Fargo? What is happening down there with Wells Fargo?
The wheels are coming off the Wells Fargo wagon, I think.
It's really amazing. I read online. It's so funny. I don't know if anybody out in the listening audience remembers Lincoln Savings. You remember Lincoln Savings?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay. In the Lincoln Savings debacle back in the 80s, not unlike what happened, but a lot less severe than what happened in 2007, a lot of the savings and loan companies got caught giving bad loans and investing in, obviously, overdevelopment in a lot of different areas. As a matter of fact, in a lot of Santa Clarita, in the valley, and certainly out in Hesperia and some of the other outer areas of the Los Angeles area, certainly San Bernardino, Riverside, you may be familiar with that, they overbuilt. And that was a lot having to do with what Lincoln Savings did back in the day, thinking that the expansion was never going to stop, much like in 2007. But what happened with Lincoln Savings is that they got overextended, and I think something 300-400 banks went under.
There was a big headline just today or the day before that Wells Fargo still owes people a bunch of money that they're going to be returning to them somehow.
Yeah, well, is that having to do with the false bank accounts that they were opening?
I believe that's true.
Yeah, and I think that is. Well, what happened here in the Lincoln Savings, 800 people went to jail. 800 people. Not to mention Clark Clifford, who used to be one of the key people in not the Nixon administration, but I think it was the Johnson administration. Clark Clifford, and then
going way back.
Yes, and his second in command was married to the original Wonder Woman. There you go.
Really?
Yes,
Okay,
it's very
wow.
interesting.
If
Linda Carter.
Wonder Woman can't fix it, nobody can.
Nobody can. Okay, so 800 people at that time, Lincoln and Savings, went to jail. So in the subprime meltdown of 2007, how many people went to jail? Guess.
None.
Absolutely zero. That would be none. Nobody. Zero. So when we get into a situation, we're talking about Wells Fargo, falsifying bank accounts, not being able to pay off their debts or whatever's happening, and then we get into another situation with the insurance on cars, not one person is going to jail. What they do, they pay a fine. Hey, they're a public company. They just sell more stock to pay the fine. So in a situation that you're dealing with like that, if you are a borrower and you're out there and you're thinking to yourself, wow, this is a mess. I can't trust companies like that. You need to shop around. So mortgage broker's a good bet. Mortgage banker's a good bet. People like myself, and there are many of them here in Southern California and in all of the states that we do our lending. Nevada is another one, and this show will be aired channel 18.8 in Nevada in the next couple of weeks. So I'm saying hi to everybody out there. But my name is Jeff Barton. We are the Mortgage Voice, and we'll be back in short order. Thanks for listening.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. If you'd like to email us, it's info@malibufunding.net. Certainly, you can visit our website on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, it's Financing Mortgage, one word, and our YouTube channel, which, by the way, we're revamping. But we've got all these radio shows, or a lot of them, and certainly our mortgage show from Las Vegas, mortgage and real estate show called the Las Vegas Real Estate Show, which airs each and every week on Sunday at 4:30, channel 18.8 in Las Vegas. And by the way, if you do not have cable, if you do not have satellite TV, guess what? You can still buy rabbit ears for your television broadcast, and you get a ton of channels in the San Bernardino Riverside market, where gratefully we are on the air at KCAA, KMET, and the Roadrunner online. Really appreciate those 3 outlets pushing us to all the people listening for the show. But you can hear and you can see a lot of TV for free, and certainly if you have internet, Wi-Fi, or whatever, you can download shows from Amazon Prime, from all kinds of different outlets to receive television. So we are available for you on a number of different platforms to give information about mortgage lending. We bring to the show a lot of different types of people that either work for Malibu or they don't work for Malibu. They work for other lenders. We're grateful to have with us a great loan officer today, Josh Thompson. Josh, how are you?
I'm doing great, Jeff. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm okay, and I'm talked out, and I'm tired, and it's 190 degrees outside. But other than that, I'm actually terrific.
That's good to hear.
Exactly. Okay, I want to ask you a couple quick questions up front. Borrowers, what is the status of borrowers in your world today? Are they eminently qualified? Do you have to find odd programs for them? Give us an idea of the type of business and people you're working with.
Oh, yes. Well, I would definitely say every situation and borrower is unique. And that's the good thing about us being a broker. I have a plethora of different, lenders and programs that I can, shop for to fit, a lot of clients' needs. One of the best, programs I see that's been out there is these no-doc programs coming back for investment properties. So I have a lot of investors and self-employed clients that I work with. So, people that have a lot of write-offs on income, but that are still, very qualified people that,
Right.
need more flexible things to fit their needs.
Okay, give me a scenario then. Okay, so let's just say I'm one of these borrowers. I've got a 4-unit building, and I run a bakery, and I make great money at the bakery, but I don't show personal income because I write off a lot of things at my work. Can I use the bank statements that I make deposits every month to get a loan to buy this 4-unit building?
Oh, yes, definitely. You'll get either 12 to 24 months of bank statements, depending on, how rate sensitive you are.
Right.
And all we'll do is average the deposits over that period of time, and that will be, your monthly income that we'll use to qualify you. So, along with using the rental income from the, the units of the property, then, you'll have no problem qualifying as long as you have an okay FICO score.
Can I use the whole rent for my income qualification?
Can use the whole rent from the property?
Yeah.
75%.
Oh, okay.
Of the gross rent. So there's always a 25% occupancy factor that the lenders look at. But nevertheless, that's quite a hefty amount for a 4-unit property.
Yes, it is. And one of the things that we like to do, and through that little bit of scenario and role playing, trying to be able to say, hey, you know what, there are solutions, right, for people out there, regardless of their situation, unless, of course, they just don't have the income, or their credit score is just so bad they have to lift it up to be down, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Okay, very good. Let's try something else. You've been in the business a while. You've been doing this for I guess a number of years. Tell me, when you deal with borrowers, do you like to do refinances or purchases? Meaning, would you rather just deal with the client who is on the refinance, or do you like the interaction with all the real estate agents and the title people and everything else within a purchase loan? Which do you prefer, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter to me, but if I had a preference, I definitely like refinances a little better, just because you deal strictly with the borrower. Some real estate agents that I come across, and not all, but are a little pushy sometimes and,
Yep.
and unrealistic with their expectations. But nevertheless, most of the people I come across are good people and good people to work with.
Okay, when you're talking refinance, how are the rates right now?
Rates are good still. Not as low as last year, but still historically low nevertheless. A-paper clients can still get, anywhere in the 3%, 3.5% to 4% on an owner-occupied. Investment properties, A-paper looking at low 4s.
Who's doing most of these investment deals for you? Are they immigrant? Are they foreign national? Are they U.S.? What's the demographic of these people?
Demographic is, a lot of, like I said, self-employed, but I do have a lot of, I've dealt with some foreign national clients that are coming over. That we have a lot of programs to help them.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of them are people just like, regular people that are, looking to even get into investing now. The market is open for that at this time. So.
Well, what's the market like for investment properties? I mean, obviously, we all know that the regular real estate market, 1 to 4 residential units in San Bernardino, Riverside, San Diego, Orange County, all the way up to Ventura County in Southern California, and even in Clark County out in Nevada, where the show is going to be seen. It's really tough to be able to find properties in a price range that you can afford. What are you seeing?
Yes, I am starting to see that, but I feel like in the last couple of months or so, the market is cooling down a little bit.
Right.
So I think a lot of people, when the market was hot, the prices were a little unrealistic. But when the borrowers aren't biting, then the prices have to come down. So starting to see a little bit of that now, and the market is actually looking a lot better for the buyers actually at this time.
Okay, and when you're dealing in the residential mortgage world, FHA, conventional, what are you seeing more of now? And what do you think is going to happen in the next 3 months?
Well, you know what? I really love the FHA programs and
Right.
even a lot of the first-time homebuyer programs.
Right.
There's programs that we have access to where a borrower can even put down as low as 1% down to qualify for a property. Of course, there's certain income limits on that depending on the area, but I think that's a great way to get into the market with low money down. Especially if you're able to find a good deal, maybe the property can even appreciate in value. So it's a win-win situation for people to really get in the home ownership avenue. So.
No, I think that's really, that's absolutely where we are in the marketplace. The fact is that most people are looking for a deal. I get calls every week. Hey, you got a deal? Hey, you got this deal? So if we're talking about, whatever's happening, maybe the market's cooling down in your opinion. I don't think so. But the fact is that if you're dealing in investment properties, what's that scenario like? Because a lot of people who have disposable income or who would like to refinance money out of their house and then buy some income property, what's that like?
Oh, yeah. Well, see, those are really based on the income of the property. So, the borrower really gets to be in control in that situation. I mean, you get to take a look at what the purchase price is, how much the payment will be with, whatever your down payment is going to be. And if it's cash flowing, then it's just a no-brainer for borrowers. And I really like dealing with investors in that way because, it's not really, a personal thing. It's
a business thing. Right. Yes, I do. Hey, Josh, could you shout out your phone number in case somebody wants to call you with some questions about what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, my number is area code 323-945-5694. Once again, that's 323-945-5694, and all clients are welcome.
Thank you very much, Josh. Really appreciate you having you on the show, and we'll have you back. I'm Jeff Barton.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeff.
No, and thank you, too. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. We'll be right back.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. Pick up the phone and give us a call. We have been talking for years, and certainly this year, about all the things related to mortgages, whether it's your refinance, whether it's your purchase. And with the real estate market the way it is, you really need to get qualified before you go in and make an offer on a property. Everybody knows that. Nothing is available at cheap. And if you want to compete against people, you really got to get a secure financing deal. We can help you do that. If we can't do it, we can point you in the right direction. But we usually and normally always have great people. And from PMA again today with us on the show is Connie Hernandez. Connie, how are you?
I'm doing great, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm just terrific, and I wanted to get you on through my very boring at this time introduction of what goes on with Malibu Funding and the Mortgage Voice. But we were talking off air, and we were talking off air about solutions, about small business, about what goes on in the economy and how it affects both our businesses, but certainly the borrowers out there. And I think the overarching viewpoint from my standpoint is that less taxes, less regulation, good for small business, probably good for borrowers, right?
Absolutely. I think that you hit it right on the nail.
Right.
And, as I mentioned earlier, it's always interesting to be on the show with you because you always have great topics to talk about. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that.
Thank you, Connie, very much. And I didn't pay her to say that. Everyone was listening. So, but I do appreciate you saying that because I think it's really interesting when we get caught up in all the mishmash and the hullabaloo and the yelling. But quite conservatively, this particular round of governmental employees and the people who are running the show seem to be very concerned with getting the economy going. And I think the GDP went up quite significantly last quarter, and hopefully that's a sign of things that come, meaning that if the economy is doing better, people make more money, right? And they can afford a more expensive house.
Well, I think there's actually a lot of positives. On the note that you just mentioned, I totally 100% agree. And, I am actually seeing it. I'm, a small shop, boutique shop.
Right.
And by no means would I ever compare myself to a big bank.
Right.
But we're more of a touch-feel business. We deal with our clients by name, not by number, and I'm sure that you're the same.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I have noticed, and to kind of elaborate a little bit on that, not only am I seeing people that are more than willing to maybe risk a little more, buy a little more, not be as conservative, even though, times past they were a little bit more conservative on their mortgage payment. Even though they qualified for more, they were still being very conservative on their mortgage payment. I'm actually seeing the difference now where people are actually spending a little more, willing to pay more for a home. I mean, obviously, the markets that we deal with, it's very difficult to find a beautiful home under $500,000, right? So
it's awful, really.
Yeah. With that being said, I think something else that's happening in the market, and I was actually reading a couple of articles about this, is that parents such as myself, I have young adult children, and they're staying home longer. And they're actually helping their children get into a home. I had a young couple that we just closed their escrow not too long ago, and they started off with 5%. Before I knew it, we were doing an 80-20 loan. The purpose of that is avoiding the mortgage insurance. Parents were more than happy to help them with that. So, and I'm seeing a lot more of that. Part of it, I think, is like, once we have our kids in our home for 30 years, they're 30 years old, we want to help them get their own home.
Yeah, it's time, right. It's funny you say that. I just took my youngest daughter, and I only have one daughter, so let's not say my youngest daughter, but my youngest child, I have 3 children, to college. So I was able to afford college. We took her away, and now we, of course, have nobody at home, and I hope it stays that way. But I hear what you're saying.
Well, don't hold your breath.
Yes, I've heard that from many of my friends, older, younger, who have experienced children coming back, and just because housing is so expensive, especially in large cities and large metropolitan areas like San Bernardino Riverside is to L.A. and the surrounding areas where there's 16 million people in a very small area, really, if you look at it. So I totally understand it.
Well, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I welcomed actually my children to move back home and save their money so that they could go actually out and be homeowners, because most rents in my area anyway, you cannot rent under $2,000 for a 2-bedroom, and we're talking apartment.
Right.
So you can actually buy a condo, maybe go a little bit further east, but own something and with
you build equity for the future. Equity. Yeah, I think that's right. I think if we can help, well, obviously if I can help my own children achieve something like, long-term equity building, which is really where wealth is, right? Most people's wealth is in their house.
Correct.
Right. And so if I can do that, or if you could do that, or if customers who are listening to the show right now say, hey, this is probably a pretty good idea, get rid of the mortgage insurance, which can be pretty steep. What's typical mortgage insurance cost?
Oh my gosh! I mean, even if you're looking at homes in the Inland Empire, you can hardly find anything under $400,000.
Wow.
So you're
Wow.
talking about an average of 0.85 on an average, depending on their FICO score, because mortgage insurance on the conventional side are driven by their FICO score.
Right.
So,
Right. And 1% of 400,000 is an extra $4,000 a year, which you divide by 12. That's what your extra monthly payment is going to be, and that you could put towards, if you didn't have the MI, towards a bigger house. So I think the plan sounds correct, especially if parents are willing to jump in.
Well, I do see it quite often. I even see grandparents. I had another situation where I had a really nice couple. They actually, they were going to do a reverse mortgage anyway.
Right.
But they decided to do a reverse mortgage with cash out. That cash out, they actually gifted it to their grandchild. And that allowed their grandchild to be able to buy a home with no mortgage insurance.
That's a great solution. Hey, you know what? Shout out your phone number, Connie. And Connie's over in Covina, correct?
Correct.
Okay, very good. If you could just tell people where you are and your phone number, because this is a terrific idea for a lot of people who listen to the show who want to help out either their grandkids or their children.
Well, thank you so much for that. And
Sure.
We're on the corner of Padillo and Citrus. We're 101 Citrus in the city of Covina. Our number where we can be reached is area code 626-918-2419, and we'd be happy to answer any questions. And obviously, we offer free consultations, not just for home buyers, but also for refinances.
Excellent. A couple other quick questions for you. Economy, where's it going? What's going to happen? I know off air we talked a little bit about my feeling that because of the administration federally, we're probably going to stave off a recession, which was predicted, I believe, or even 2017, just because of the fact that there's less regulation and obviously less taxes. What are your thoughts on that, and what are you seeing out there in the street?
Well, I think you're right. I agree with you 100%. I actually have met quite a few people alongside doing residential mortgages. We also do offer business loans through some of our relationships, and we actually have people that are coming in looking to borrow $150,000 to start a small business, which, I had not heard that in a while.
No, then that's a good sign. I mean, obviously, what drives America, what drives the economy is the small business. I know that I was contacted recently by Bloomberg, and they wanted a survey filled out by a bunch of different small business owners for their large business forum, and I basically said, hey, look, you know what? Forget the large business forums. Start to get creative. Start to get smart people to begin to help small businesses. Forget the big businesses. It's the little businesses out there that really drive the country's economy, not the big ones.
Well, I agree. I agree 100%. And I think small communities, I am in a small community.
Right.
And, with the city council and different associations, we all feel that it's important to obviously feed our home. And
Right.
feeding our home means buying in local communities.
Right. It used to be the old savings and loan scenario. Anyway, Connie, thank you very much for coming on the show. I've run out of time, and it always goes quick when you're on. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. I love being on your show.
And thank you very much. It's Connie Hernandez, and I'm Jeff Barton with the Mortgage Voice. We'll be right back.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry. 888-713-2929. That's 888-713-2929 is the telephone number. You know, I've been shouting out that phone number for 3.5 years, and I can't count the number of calls that I get every week as a result of just repeating it several times. It's like those commercials when you hear on the radio and that annoying announcer just keeps repeating the number. Well, I guess it works because it works for us. So if you've heard it too many times, I apologize. If you're glad that I said it the second time so you could write it down, that's terrific too. Anyway, we are the Mortgage Voice, and we talk about real estate and mortgage in Southern California and in Clark County, Nevada. We are in 10 different states as a company, Malibu Funding, and the Mortgage Voice draws upon all that information to be able to supply you with answers for either your investment or your second home, your first home, primary residence. There's all kinds of things that you need to know when it comes to mortgage financing and the reasons that you need to either talk to a mortgage bank, a mortgage broker, a bank, credit union. There's all ways that you can get loans out there in the marketplace, so you need to be educated to be able to do that, and we try to provide that information for you here on the show. We have guests, all kinds of different guests from all over the country, whether it's down in Georgia, out in North Carolina, certainly in Chicago, Illinois, where we have offices in all those different states, and for the poor people down in Texas, I called our affiliate down there and loan officers and some of the people that we work with over at the Brian Blues Show just to see how they were doing. And you know what? They said they were okay. Things are tough. Obviously, we as a company have donated some money. And by the way, if you're out there and you're thinking of donating, don't be guilted into it. But just think about this. $10. That's all they're really looking for. And believe me, $10 times obviously millions of people equals food for people, clothing for people, people being able to get back into their homes, drying out. You know, I mean, imagine your house is underwater, right? And we've had these floods here in Southern California as early or as late as last fall, last spring, where there was tons of water here. So we kind of understand where it's coming from. We certainly understand natural disasters when it comes to earthquakes. So if you have, you know, let's say $1,000 and you can give that to a family, they can afford to get a company out there to dry out their house. I know you've all seen these huge blowers that come in and blow hot air, cold air, air in general all through the house, because if you let that moisture stay in your house for too long, you've got mold problems, you've got all kinds of issues with allergies, obviously the wood rotting. So you want to dry that house out as soon as possible. And I'm telling you, 100 people with $10 gets one house dried out, because it's $1,000 to be able to do that. And that usually keeps the blowers on for about 3 to 5 days, which usually does the trick. So if you're thinking your $10 isn't going to hurt or rather help anybody, it really does. And as a person who just donated for Malibu Funding, I know what I'm talking about. And I know the people in Texas would really appreciate it. Love the pictures that were coming through there. Obviously, the devastation is horrible, but people helping people. And I believe Texas has an example for everybody in America by showing, you know what, it didn't matter who you were, or what you were, or where you lived. There were people who were just jumping in, voluntary high school kids, elderly people, cops, all kinds of different people from different walks of life helping everybody in that area. It was a really good thing, and I think we just need to continue that for a lot of us here, both here in California, where we seem to get separated sometimes by neighborhood and ethnic groups and everything else, which I don't think really exists. I think we're really at the bottom line of it all is that, if a disaster strikes, hey, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to be out on the street. I'm going to donate money because I can and I want to. And that's really what I think a lot of what we try to do on the show is give a positive spin to who we are as people. Certainly in the lending world, we're colorblind and we are religious blind and we are everything blind. Well, the only thing we care about is can you afford the loan and how's your credit score? And that's really how we delineate between people. So if you're out there and you're listening to the show and you agree with what I'm saying, take out your checkbook, your credit card, give $10 to the relief effort. They would really, really help it. And there's a number of them online that you can look at that are not scams. Okay, let's get to a couple things. I don't know if anyone knows what net neutrality is out there. Apple has just come out, and the last day of the open, I guess not open mic, but they had comments from the SEC about net neutrality. There is a push to be able to have a paid superhighway, kind of like what you have on the 405 going up and down, or on the 10 in some areas. You have a diamond lane that you can pay for and go faster and not have much traffic. Well, they're trying to do that to the internet. Apple came out and said, no, that's probably a bad idea. I agree with that. I think that the internet should be the same for everybody. Access should not be limited to those people who have money, meaning what would happen in the real estate world if Zillow and Trujillo and Realtor.com, they were all only on the internet that you paid for. That would mean that we would have a difficult time in keeping open access to information about real estate product to you. Or if I was a real estate company and I wanted to put my real estate ads online, but I had to pay a certain company money to be able to get it on the superhighway so that it would be fast and open. And anyway, I'm for net neutrality. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea for the economy, and it's certainly a good idea for the consumer to be able to have that. Okay, three things. Daryl, if you want to jump on, I got a couple of top 10 lists here. David Letterman, thank you very much for exactly.
Yeah, he's coming back to Netflix.
I know. You know what? He's somebody that should have a radio show. I never understood why he didn't have it. Maybe he started out in radio and television. He was a weather reporter in Illinois or something. I had no idea, but he's got such a sardonic wit. He would be great on radio, and he wouldn't really. Maybe he just doesn't want to work that hard. I don't know. He got fired for saying canned hams are falling out of the sky. That's the hippy-dippy weather guy. Yeah, that's excellent. Okay, couple things. Been hot in Southern California. Anybody listening to this knows exactly what I'm talking about. 6 ways that you can stay cool. Okay, let's get to the top 6 ways to get cold. Sit on a block of ice. Okay, that is number nothing. No, that's not. For some reason, that's an old-timey thing. I don't see it here. Yeah. Can you think of another one? Whoever wrote it said, "What's a block of ice?" Yes, exactly. I'd say stay indoors, obviously. Yep, that's right up there. That stay indoors is certainly top 3. Or go to the mall. Yeah, stay indoors is number 1. Let's see. Stay indoors is number 7. It talks about eating. Eat light, small, frequent meals. Wear less clothing. That is number, let's see, where is that one? That is here. The top of my list. Well, that's always at the top of my list. I don't know. Wear loose-fitting clothing, number 6 on the list. Good idea. Hydrate your body. Drink a lot of, my and friends. Exactly. And don't do what I did when I was 18 to 28. Yeah, I don't normally drink, but when I do. Yes, exactly. I drink. What is it? Dos Equis? Dos Equis. Yes, thank you. And by the way, I don't like the new guy. No. There's something about him that's just wiry and kind of reminds me of all the tech nerds that took over the world. But the original guy was an Israeli. Oh, and you know what? He didn't do anything for the rest of his life. I think he's good for a while. I think he's okay. I think he's good for a while. Yeah. Include salads in your diet for the weather. To remain cool. Did you see on the news 2 or 3 days ago that somebody bought a prepackaged salad from one of the major food stores and there was a frog in it? Oh, man. The frog had gone all the way from the harvesting processing into the thing, into the packaging, into the store, in the cold section, and made it home. Was it alive? Covered, yes. And when the woman stuck her fork in, didn't hurt the frog, pulled it out of the salad, it was covered with whatever dressing she had put on the salad. Ranch, of course. Yeah, ranch. California. Or jalapeno. And she was upset with the salad company, but she was not upset with the frog. They kept it as a pet. You know what? If you're out there right now and you're one of my PETA listeners, yeah, that's the kind of information that you can thank us
Save
bringing
the
to you.
frogs.
Save the frogs, and I'm sure we'll get letters tomorrow.
That's right.
You know, denigrating the poor frog. Okay, 2 more on the list. Let's see. To cool the body through sweating. Now, I don't understand why that's on the list. That's a natural kind
It's
of
going to
thing.
happen no matter what.
Yeah, it's really going to happen. All right, I'm going
I would say take warm showers.
You know what? It's funny. It said don't take cold showers. So opposite.
Yeah, that would mean take warm showers.
Right, and
Or
I think
neutral showers.
the idea of not drinking cold liquid and not taking cold showers because the body wants to warm up
Right.
after that. So basically, your heart rate increases.
Well, they say match like with like. So if you're too warm and you want to cool down, you take a warm shower.
I think that's an excellent way to look at it. Okay, let's look at some of the water issues. We have 1 minute. I have a couple of things from the water that's just out now. Where it's going to rain next spring, believe me. So there's a couple of things you have to understand when water hits. Make sure your sump pump is operating. Install a battery backup or generator for the sump pumps. Very important for a lot of areas that have basements. This is a huge problem back northeast.
Especially if you're below the water line.
Absolutely, which Texas, the entire state is below a water line.
And every cemetery in New Orleans.
Oh my gosh! Remember when the coffins floated up?
Floating around.
Unbelievable! And then they busted the funeral home because they were selling the plots 6 and 7 times.
Yeah, you found out what was really in
Kept
there.
stacking up. Anyway, thanks, Daryl, for jumping in. I really appreciate it. And I'm Jeff Barton, your voice in the mortgage industry for the Mortgage Voice. And we'll see you next time.
Your nose just a little bit. I need the sun off. There you go. When we do our workshops, we choose top locations like Red Rock Canyon for fashion, or we choose Cancun beaches for the glamour photography. There you go. Good, good, good. We set up all the models. We have sponsors like Canon that bring out lenses and camera equipment, bodies that you can work with. We teach you how to use those. We teach you how to work with your equipment that you bring out. ISO 400, I'm shooting 1,000 shutter. I'm wide open at 2.8. Some of you are going to be at 3.5. So whether you're a beginner or intermediate and you want to advance to the next level, or even if you're advanced now and you just want to learn more process, more value, learn your equipment a little bit better, take better pictures, check out one of our workshops. You can check out JeromeHamilton.com. We have a workshops page that'll get you there. We bring the top of the line models to all of our events, and we take you to the best places.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.